What's up, guys? Welcome back to Down Once More podcast. This week is a special mini episode with just yours truly. I'm going to be doing another segment that I've done I think I've only done it once in the past, but I'm going to try to keep it up every now and then, where I talk about tales from my travels. I have traveled a lot over the years. I've been to a lot of places, and I've had a lot of things happen to me in those places, and sometimes they make for some pretty funny stories. So this is going to be a short episode of just that, and we'll have some more treats for you, some more musical reviews, some other fun little in-between episodes coming up, but here's a little mini something special for you this week. This one I'm going to title Handcuffed at the Border. God, just saying that, it makes me sound like such a delinquent. But yeah, so here we go. Let's see, this was when I was in college. I spent the summer after my junior year in France, and I have plenty of stories from there. I'm sure one of these will end up being a foreign soils story. But this one, well, it kind of is actually a foreign soil because it's across the border. But we'll have stories from France at some point, I'm sure. But this one is not one of those. This is actually what happened when I got back from France. So while I was across the pond, my family actually moved from Iowa to Mississippi. And I had asked them to please take my car with them when they went to Mississippi so that I could fly from France directly to Mississippi, see them, because it had been months since I'd seen them, and then take my car and drive back up to Iowa to go back to school. So I'm driving my car back up from Mississippi to Iowa, and I decided I wanted to stop in and see a friend of mine who lived in Michigan. Now, this was pre-GPS on your iPhone days. This was like back when you printed out directions from MapQuest, and you had the actual pieces of paper with you in the car, and you followed them line by line and made sure you made the right turn and went to the places, and if you missed the turn, you were screwed. Well, those MapQuest directions that I looked up to get to Michigan, from Mississippi to Michigan to Iowa, turns out MapQuest doesn't take into account when they have like construction on the road, which we're so spoiled. Kids these days don't even know what it feels like to not have a GPS, reroute you when something happens to be in the way by satellite. That didn't happen when you have a printed piece of paper. So I got lost. I got a little lost. And I made it to Michigan, but I somehow bypassed. I made some mistake or something. I made a wrong turn or something, and there was like construction. So the signage was all wonky, and I took a detour that I thought would magically make me end up in the right place. But that detour bypassed the Michigan state line, when somehow, don't ask me how. I could still look at a map today, and I would not be able to tell you how I got here. But I missed Michigan just by an inch and went somehow to the Canadian border. What? I made it. Y'all, I didn't even know that I was in line to cross the border until it was too late. I don't know if you've ever been in a driving line to cross a national border, but there is no oops, turn around, you made a wrong turn, go back the way you came place at the border. Once you're in line to cross the border, you better hope that you're not smuggling somebody in or doing something illegal, because there are no second thoughts, cold feet, I decided I don't want to cross the border moments. No, when you're in line, you're in line. That's it. There's nowhere to go but cross the border. So I realized it too late. Something about the giant sign that said Canadian border tipped me off, but by then I was too far gone. So I'm freaking out. I never tried to cross a border in my car, of course I didn't have my passport with me. I had actually shipped all that stuff. I'd just come back from France, but I'd shipped all of my documentation back up to the school because I didn't want to have to carry everything with me. So I didn't have my passport with me. So I I was like, I guess we'll see how this goes. I get up to the line, Canadian patrol, border patrol, period. Not always in a great mood and looking for something troublesome. So I get to the line, to the lady, and I was like, look, this is what happened. I'm so sorry. I took a wrong turn. I need to get across, and I need to go back. Like, I don't want to be in Canada, okay? Can you just, let me go back? She's like, here's what you're going to do. You're going to drive straight through. You're going to make a left. You're going to turn around. You're going to do a U-turn. You're going to go back across the border that way. It's like, perfect. That's exactly what I want to do. Thank you. I'm all apologies, right? Like, I'm so sorry. I never do this. Like, it's apparently the worst thing you can say when you're trying to cross the border. I swear I never do this. But I was, I thought all was good. I was fine. I did exactly what she told me. I crossed. I turned left. I got back in the line to go back out. And I'm like, okay, that was just a minor detail. I'm good. I'll go back to the States, no problem. Well, then I hear this whistle beeping, like 3 whistles coming from all directions, and men running at my car, full on running. And I thought they must be after somebody else, because why would they need me? I literally spent 3 seconds in your country and I'm trying to leave. I'm not your problem child. But they were coming to me. Beeping, 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 yelling something. And I rolled down my window and they were like, you need to go over to that line over there. Okay. So I pulled over to that line. Well, okay, sorry, I got in the wrong line. I thought I made a mistake or something. No. I got in that line, and then I had people tell me, you need to get out of your car right now. Get out of your car, step over there, and don't move. I'm like, okay, why do I need to do that? It turns out I was put in the random car search line. Now, I emphasize random because they kept saying that over and over again to me, stressing this is a random car search line. We pick cars randomly through the process. We just randomly pull out every so-and-so and number of cars and we search them. You've been selected. Randomly selected. Random, okay? I thought, oh, that's just bad luck. But all right, fine. I got nothing to hide here. I swear. I'm not, okay. I'm not going to fight you. I'm good. Just send the dogs. I'm good. Well, then I realized just how random this car search line really is. There are 2 other cars in this line. 2 cars ahead of me, and I see these people are being directed to get out of their cars too because they're in the random search line. The first guy is of some Middle Eastern descent. He's a Middle Eastern man. And I don't know, I can't tell you nationality, but he was wearing a head wrap, a turban of some sort. Sorry, I don't know the actual term. Hope that's not offensive. But a Middle Eastern man wearing some sort of headgear. And the second man was a black man in a Cadillac with spinners. And then there's me. So I thought, okay, maybe this really is a random line. Fine. And then I remembered. How could I forget this? I was in such a tizzy about getting to the border, about accidentally getting to the border and trying to get out of Canada again. I had completely forgotten that when I left Iowa to go to France, and then found out that my parents were moving from Iowa to Mississippi while I was gone, I had asked my mom, will you please take my plants with you? I have a house full of plants, and I don't want them to die. Can you look after them while I'm in France? Take them with you to Mississippi when you move. I will drive them back up to Iowa. I had a back seat and the back of a car full of big blooming green plants. Y'all, what they must have thought. What they must have thought when they got this bright-eyed, nervous, sweating, scared-looking, blonde white girl going, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be here. Can you please just let me leave? And they shine their little flashlight in the back of my car and go, we're gonna need this one to step out of the car. The dogs are running every which way around my car, searching, sniffing, and they're asking me a bunch of questions like, where are you coming from? Where are you going? What is that in the back of your car? How many plants do you have with you? What kind of plants are those? I was like, aloe plants? I don't even know what else is in there. I just think they're pretty, and I bought them from like Lowe's and Home Depot and like the garden store. I don't know. I'm sorry. They had me in handcuffs, waiting, sweating my life away, just waiting for... I swear I even thought for a moment, I was like, oh my God, did I accidentally buy weed? A weed plant somehow? Did I go to the Walmart garden center and somehow mistakenly buy myself a marijuana plant that my mom, my sweet, poor Southern mom, has been caretaking for me for 4 months, that I'm now trying to accidentally get across the Canadian border with? I swear, I actually thought those things like, what do I do if there's really marijuana in there and I didn't know? Oh my God, y'all. It was the most stressful thing. They literally had me in handcuffs until they finally believed. I guess the dogs, didn't alert. And they you can look at an aloe plant and like, it doesn't look like marijuana, okay? But there were some in there that were like vaguely green and leafy. I mean, for all they know, it could have been. And apparently for all I know, it could have been, because I didn't know the difference. Finally, the dogs didn't give me any indication that I was in danger. And the guy that had me in handcuffs, he was being pretty rough with me too. And I kept saying, I was like, I swear, there's no, like, it's just houseplants. And he was like, why on earth would you have a car full of houseplants going into the Canadian border? Why on earth would you have that? We had to search that. I was like, I'm sorry. I literally didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. He finally let me out of the handcuffs. And when he was getting me back in my car, he like laughed a little bit. He was like, you are either the dumbest person I've ever met, or you're so lucky, because if you are actually bringing stuff in or trying to bring stuff in and this is what happened, you got so lucky. Or maybe you're just really smart and you figured out how to get it past us. But he was laughing. He's like, I've never seen this. He was like, I've been here for 23 years. I literally, this has never happened. I'm like, yeah, that's me. You're welcome. Now you've got a story, and so do I. So that's my story about being handcuffed at the border. Hope you enjoyed it. It was lots of fun for me. I think it took me weeks and weeks and weeks to calm down and to like be less traumatized from that moment. My stupidity, y'all. Oof, it knows no ends. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. I will do more of these if you guys like them. If you don't, it's fine. I just like hearing myself talk, so maybe I'll just do them anyway. And you can deal with it. Matt and I will be back. Matt and I will be back for another episode soon, probably next week. A little mini episode, and then we'll do another review this month. So tune in for those. Hope you guys are enjoying the content, and we will see you next week. But until then, don't forget to go down once more. Peace.